calendar presenting or reflecting on the lecture of today, the 8th July 2020. Today's lecture was so amazing, given the fact that I have come to clearly understand how uh, geographically uh, the partition of Africa affected the Africans and Africa as a land. Not until uh, Africa was divided that we started speaking against ourselves, depending on which geographical areas we lived, and the hatred generated. Although some people uh, say, and they still say, that there were some other conflicts on the ground, the kings were not, uh, you know, understanding each other. But again, it wasn't to the extent that was, um, wonderful, or to the extent that was, alarming, um, compared to after the European invasion that made everything apart. Then also today's lecture, it sparked very many questions in my mind, whereby some of them includes are before colonization, before colonization of Africa, did the rest of the world have, or were they developed uh, far ahead compared to Africa or Africans? If so, well and fine, then the invasion of Africa and the destruction of Africa by the European powers, they, from a natural perspective, from human nature's perspective, then they used what they had in order to grab what they didn't have. But really, was the rest of the world developed than Africa? And thus, they had to conquer Africa using their machine, using their improved technology, or no? That's my concern, that I have to think about this history then. Then also, my other question that still alarms in my brain whenever I think about the colonial rule in Africa is, uh, how how possible that Africans, of course, responded, from where we understood, if it is from the lecture of today, which I believe it is, the Mama Rebellion, the Mad Rebellion, and also different kind of resistance. But why haven't they, like, institutional resisted? In other words, building fundamental institutions that resist, um, or brings back Africa in reality. That one means a very important question to me that I don't have an answer until maybe I do further research regarding the contemporary politics of Africa, because I don't see any kind of rationality when Africans respond to colonial powers in the ways they respond, generations to generations. It's not that, really uh, rational enough compared to the power uh, pressed against them. I think one can talk a lot and a lot, but this could be enough for the today's lecture. Thanks.